and be sweating our tails off. Instead, it's nice and breezy. Players' conditions. Got Natalie Myszkowski and Kelly Belardi facing off against Abby Van Winkle and Savvy Simo in our contenders bracket matchup. Victoria Dennis, wanted to get your thoughts before first serve goes into the air.
You have to recognize the defense of Simo and Van Winkle. They do such a great job of just playing discipline, being patient for their opponents. They're gonna have to be able to expect the long rallies and try to find a first ball put away.
You're looking at Savvy Simo taking the first serve here in our first set. Belardi passes off the net. Belardi blocked up top by Van Winkle. Van Winkle over the shoulder free ball pass. Miss hit, and Van Winkle prospers off the miss hit.
Great hand-to-ball contact by Van Winkle, giving her that opportunity to thread the needle high down that line.
Simo back to serve with the 1-0 lead. Again, this is an elimination match as that service floats long. Belardi steps back to serve. Belardi stands at 5'9". From Santa Monica, California. Van Winkle lets it rip.
Van Winkle does a really great job of getting her feet to the apex of that ball. Savvy Simo is a fantastic setter. I played with her in a challenger in Morocco back in the day, and I can definitely say that she is quite the setter.
Van Winkle stands at 6'2", the indoor/beach phenom. At least in high school, she is a indoor phenom. As you see Myszkowski go cross-body on that.
Yeah, great cross body swing from her. She's challenging that sideline. Really fast arm, both her and her partner. A little bit undersized on the sand, which is so funny to say because anything below 5'10", Rob, is now undersized. 5'10" as a defender, would you say that's an undersized defender on the women's side?
I don't think you can't take anything from anyone these days. You just never know. You could have a 5'10" blocker who's killing it. Simo looks and bangs, and that's the Savage unleashed. Or Savvy Simo, one of the two.
Great swing by Savvy Simo back there in transition, challenging that high line. And it's the spacing and her approach that allows her to find that high line.
Tough jump serve by Simo, and she's already turned on beast mode.
Simo is saying, we are not dying today. We will live on another match.
(4-2), correction, 4-3 on the switch.
Simo's fiance, Evan Corey, in their box as their coach.
With his wounded wing, unfortunately.
Yes,
the reason why he's not playing here at Manhattan Beach Open.
Unfortunately, was injured at the great Seaside tournament up in Seaside, Oregon.
And dropping an ace on the deck is Kelly Belardi, the Stanford Cardinal. It's like a who's who in beach volleyball out here right now, Victoria.
Everybody, and quite literally their mom is here.
Deep float by Belardi. Van Winkle's going to get a chance on the attack, and she's denied by Myszkowski. And a Savage sighting yet again.
Myszkowski clamping down on that ball, but it's a transition play and coverage in Van Winkle's favor.
That a great alert play by Savvy, but even watched her in her UCLA days, she was always getting on that highlight reel. Van Winkle going towards Myszkowski. Easy read by Simo. Simo now at the right side. Myszkowski after the transition dig. Simo knuckles deep. And misses long. Both referees looked at each other, but they're going to confirm and check the ball imprint. What do you think, Victoria?
I did not see the line bounce.
I thought if anything, it was just a splash, but it was long. That's case. We're going to wait the call. And play call is confirmed, so we're tied at 5s. Nally Myszkowski has been such a solid athlete all through juniors. I remember watching her here in that month of July in the juniors tournaments. Because with the and she tickles the twine with the ace.
Great
6 serving 5.
Great hand to ball contact, really carving it up and staying consistent. Early on in this game, even on the first side switch, they've been really unleashing on that serve.
And Myszkowski clamping down on Van Winkle gives him the 6-5 lead.
Myszkowski not reaching up too high to the ball, but really staying disciplined and low. She's really only getting her wrist maybe an inch below her wrist over the net, but it's enough to just grab that space.
Myszkowski delivers cross court over towards Van Winkle. Van Winkle, overhand dig by Belardi, but goes the wrong direction. Six, 7 our score on the court. Myszkowski on the pass, a little tight for Belardi, but they swing to the right side and misses just wide. The attack error converted or has led to the 7-7 tie, and Myszkowski and Belardi really getting a good run there in the series of points because they were down 3-1, turned it, had the lead, and now the miscues have tied it up here in our first set. Knuckle poke down the line by Myszkowski.
Love a good power pokey there, finding the open court. And that all stems from vision, allowing her side to be able to find that court.
The Stanford Cardinal, Belardi serves. Simo steps in on the pass. Simo bringing it out of the right side.
Simo swinging away, challenging that seam. It's a fast arm that gives her that opportunity to beat that seam.
Van Winkle stands at 6'2" from San Clemente, California. Comes from a very volleyball family. Mama Lori was a star at UCLA. And Van Winkle drops an ace on the deck, tagging that end line. Dave, also the founder of Dave TV, likes to Instagram live all the daughters' matches, Tessa and Abby's. Myszkowski on the attack. Off the block of Van Winkle, up and over by Simo on the reaction play. Jump set. Simo, knuckle poke, dug by Belardi, and Myszkowski unable to keep it in play. Great effort by Myszkowski, but just fell a little short. Like that, it's a 10-8 lead. We're bouncing back and forth here. You got the Vets against the Rooks.
And the Vets right now with a few more swings to their name. 7 kills for Simo and Van Winkle. Only 2. Those 2 coming from Myszkowski.
Van Winkle on the serve. Myszkowski pulling is Van Winkle on the easy dig. And looks like the ball's called in. I was waiting because it was very close. Ooh, that was just on the outside of that end line, but good enough to be called in. The 6'2" Van Winkle back to serve. The UCLA standout, All-American. Myszkowski blocked up top, and that's what AVW's known for. Swatting up top.
Great block there by Van Winkle, lining up in front of her attacker and really diving that block back into the seam. She does such a great job of just staying disciplined up there.
Van Winkle, very successful career for the Bruins, serving to our fellow Bruin, Nally Myszkowski. Myszkowski off the cable and down. 9-12 at the technical timeout, and I'm curious as to what your thoughts are so far in our first set.
Right now, for me, Simo and Van Winkle putting the ball away at a really high clip, 429. Their opponents batting under 100, so that's really been the difference, being able to put the ball away at such a higher clip. They look good in transition, a block to their name as well. I would expect for this game to try and up on both sides a first ball side out percentage.
You've got a pretty decent crowd yet again. I don't think it's going to go down at this point on any of the courts, Vic. I mean, it's been such phenomenal play with deep extended sets.
I mean, it's incredible. The volleyball that we're seeing. Van Winkle and Simo went 3 with Kahn and Sowers this morning to find themselves still alive here.
Looks like the teams are out of the timeout. Natalie Myszkowski continuing service for the side, trailing here in set number 1 in our elimination matchup. Van Winkle on the attack, and Van Winkle crushing.
Van Winkle and Simo looking like a well-oiled machine. They get plenty of reps together playing internationally as well as on the AVP tour.
Myszkowski getting the ball off serve receive again, and she wipes it off the top. I'm curious as to what the rationale would be if they're keeping the ball on Myszkowski. I'm like, she's the bigger attacker. She can pass the ball.
Right.
I wonder what Abby and Savvy are seeing where they're keeping the ball on her. Ball bounces on the net, and Van Winkle, when she fist pumps, you've got trouble.
They are absolutely in the zone right now. And to answer your question about Myszkowski, maybe they're looking to try and play against an offense that likes to take big grips. They feel more comfortable playing defense against an attacker swinging.
Looking at Abby Van Winkle at the service line with a 14-10 lead. Myszkowski on the attack, knuckles it through the block, over on one, misses long. Looks like Simo charged a little too hard. She had the right idea, but had too much forward momentum, giving that extra juice to hit it long.
She saw it was wide open, just a little bit too much love on that ball.
Myszkowski to Simo, knuckled, and Belardi lets it go long, and wisely done as they pulled in a pair at 12-14.
Window is closing in. Myszkowski finding points and opportunities from the service line.
Simo off the top of the block, Belardi on the read, and knocking it over is Myszkowski. Knuckled down the line, and Simo was committed and pulled back her platform at the right moment.
Simo being able to read that and react. Great step crossover play there from Simo, getting herself to that sideline.
Simo, the 5'10" defender from Rancho Santa Fe, California, overpass and taking out the trash. AVW.
I like to say the serve is an assist there on that overpass kill, forcing the passer to really push that pass to the tape.
I mean, all such fantastic athletes, great careers, some still being established, but they've all got such great accomplishments, and seeing the level of play at such a young age is pretty amazing to see. Myszkowski has a free ball in the deep corner. Oh, and the Sand Monster grabs Van Winkle's legs, but Belardi able to get the dig off the attack. Belardi slaps it over dig. Belardi knuckled wide. Really delayed call by her officials there. I had to wait.
Delayed double block, but what a play.
Double knuckle.
Double knuckle there. Belardi, great defense there in transition. Just have to be able to find the sand, put that ball away. Their defense is there. They're touching a lot of balls, but have to find a way to put that ball away.
Belardi and a Myszkowski on the option ball winner.
Great first ball contact, giving her partner that opportunity. Belardi guiding that ball on her platform.
Looking at 17. You're looking at Kelly Belardi at the serve. Stands at 5'8". Actually, her hometown is Manhattan Beach, not Santa Monica. So she's playing in front of the hometown crowd. She played high school ball at Marymount High School. As we got a team timeout taken by Myszkowski and Belardi. A little bigger spread than anticipated, but I mean, what would you expect? This is the first time they've played in an AVP together. And here they are at the Manhattan Beach Open. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. And it's a testament to the youth pipeline in the U.S. and really around the world now, with opportunity for kids to play just beach volleyball. Before, you had to play both indoor and beach, but now kids are choosing to play just one of them. And two of these athletes are part of that pipeline, being able to play for elite high-level clubs and going on to make great collegiate careers.
Well, I wanted to get the information from our last extended three-set thriller with Avery Dross and Wyatt Harrison, but they advanced to the next round of contenders bracket and will face off against a 14 seed, Dylan Merrick and Lev Prima. That'll be at 12. Well, I know we're running behind on everything with all our extended sets, but it was supposed to be at 12 over on court 2, on feature court number 2 in that stream. And of course, Tim Baumgren, Ryan Wilcox, they're awaiting their opponent. They'll be playing right around 1 o'clock. That will also be on court 2. Myszkowski knuckles it in the corner. Victoria, I know you've been in the game. You've been played professionally indoor and beach, but what is it you're seeing now as you're looking at the talent that's on the courts now?
I'm seeing very physical athletes at all the levels. We're seeing athletes get stronger, younger. We're seeing athletes come into the game not being afraid to hand set, not being afraid to take big rips on the ball, and really having grace to push the envelope within their own game.
The winner of this matchup right here be facing off against Megan J. Rice and Gina Urango. And that will be on this court right here. Another, I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to say exciting match because everything is exciting today.
It stays exciting.
15 looking at 19. You're looking at the 5'9" Belardi serving it up here on your near side. Simo looks, shoots off the block, picked up by Myszkowski. Down ball swing by Belardi. Trap set, knuckled and blocked up top, and Kong sliding in Manhattan Beach. Myszkowski puts one paw over and return package.
Great transition play. Belardi dancing back there in the backcourt, keeping her team alive. Myszkowski clamping down on that tight set, utilizing it to her advantage.
Belardi staying on the far side. Van Winkle on the attack. Cross court blasting. That outside hitter mentality, which is what she played at Santa Margarita Catholic High School and won a CIF Southern Section Championship and decided to not play indoor anymore.
Why not?
Set point serving to 16. I think our head coach wasn't happy about retiring from the indoor team at such a young age. Belardi, dug by Simo, saved by Van Winkle, free ball. Gotta love the effort on the side. Belardi, back sets. Another overdig, covered by Belardi. Belardi on the high line roll. (17) serving to set point number 2, and Van Winkle slowed. She's a little, I don't know if she fell and got the wind knocked out of her. I didn't notice anything in particular. Did you, Victoria?
I didn't see anything, but
Well,
I think she knocked the wind out of herself when she fell.
she is one of the most ferocious players. Don't let the cuteness fool you. She is a competitor.
High-level athlete.
Simo. Dug up and over by Belardi. Simo on the cover. Look, shoots. Myszkowski on the overhand dig. Outside pin. Simo down the line. Overhand dig again for Myszkowski. Myszkowski dug again. That's number 4 digs in one rally for Simo. And Simo seals the deal on the hang and bang as they take the first 21-17.
What a play by Savvy Simo in transition, taking rip after rip after rip. Myszkowski and Belardi found a little bit of momentum there, so they really had to close out that last set fast. Van Winkle batting .538 with 8 kills. Simo with 10 digs in set number 1 alone.
With these new faces on the court, I mean, a new team essentially versus a veteran team who's proven they just missed qualifying for the AVP League. I'm referring to Savvy Simo and Abby Van Winkle, but gosh, I was at that Huntington Beach qualifier, and there are 3 teams vying for that final spot. And any of those teams could have been a heavy competitor in the league.
They could, and we were actually calling that game that they were trying to punch their ticket, and that was against Therese Cannon and Megan Kraft. Simo and Van Winkle took set number 1 with flying colors, and then Cannon and Kraft came back to take it in 3.
And also, because I believe, was it Gina Urango and Tony Rodriguez were also playing in that as well. But I mean, they were kind of secure there in the upper tier.
Yeah.
But just seeing the battle in a stinking qualifier event was amazing.
Level of play continues to rise.
As we are awaiting the teams come back out in our second set, a 21-17 W to take the first set for the higher seeded, or the 8th seeded Savvy Simo and Abby Van Winkle. They're facing off against the 27 seed of Natalie Myszkowski and Kelly Belardi. Came through the qualifiers, playing a lot of volleyball this last week. As we get ready to rock here on feature court 1, Kelly Belardi to start off with serve here in our second set. Deep float over to Simo. Simo, easy cutty. Point going to their side, 1-0.
With Van Winkle at the net, watch the defense of Simo dancing around in the backcourt. Does a really great job of the first explosive step into the ball.
That serve misses just a bit wide, but it almost looked like a miss hit off the contact.
Trying to force that sideline, just missed that hand-to-ball contact just on the outside.
Myszkowski listed at 6 foot, also from Manhattan Beach. She's playing ball over at she's at Miramount as well now, if I recall correctly. I just go see Van Winkle go cross court. The 6'2" Van Winkle. Van Winkle goes cross court and misses just wide again. They're really trying to keep Myszkowski honest in area 5-6, working that actually the 5 sideline. I wouldn't be surprised you see him hit it short. Simo, cross court, and stepping into it is Belardi. Knuckle poke, and there is volley IQ at play right there for Myszkowski.
I love that vision by Myszkowski, taking half a beat to look across the net, see where her opponents are dancing, and then goes and makes the play.
Belardi testing Simo in serve receive, and another baby cutty. Simo is so confident. She knows what she's doing out there, and she does it with a certainty that, I mean, it's a great confidence to see her playing like that.
Yeah, and it takes mileage to come out here and play with that confidence. And Savvy is now a veteran on tour, no longer a rookie. She's played in high-level matches consistently the last 3 to 4 years as an athlete, and it's really been awesome to just watch her journey and how she's flourished as an athlete.
The attack error makes it 4-3 on the switch for Abby and Savvy. Again, this is a contenders bracket elimination match. Myszkowski, windmill dig, saved by Abby, but Simo unable to keep it in play. Myszkowski going back to serve. 4-4. Myszkowski floating it down the line. Knuckle poke winner dug by Belardi. Up and over by Myszkowski. Option ball hammer. And another Savage sighting at the net.
With authority at that, Savvy is going to swing away for the fences and walks back with a little bit of a smile on her face.
Myszkowski went to high school right down the way at Myszkowski High School. So I'm sure she has quite the fan contingent here, and balls hit into the net. Look, it was a trap set on top. 5-4. There was no daylight when you have a blocker like Abby Van Winkle waiting there.
One more kill for Simo, and she'll have a double-double on the ball game. 10 kills to her name, 10 digs to her name.
And the equipment aided ace by Van Winkle grazes the top of the cable, hits the sand as Belardi and Myszkowski take a timeout. Trailing 7-4. So Victoria,
Van Winkle and Simo seeming to be playing with joy. I really love how they're just enjoying themselves out there, not putting too much pressure, trusting their side, and just getting the job done.
Yeah, without a doubt, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better pair playing together. They played together at UCLA and covering a lot of their matches. They just make things happen. They're the team that delivers in the clutch.
Currently clutching that team hitting percentage of .371. Myszkowski with plenty of attacks to her name, 22 attacks, 9 kills, 4 errors for hitting .227. Belardi trying to get in the positives in her hitting percentage.
Teams are making their way out of the timeout. All the outer courts at this point are all elimination matches. We're going to see the playing field dwindle down more and more as the day goes along in an exciting fashion. I'd be really surprised if anything went to straight sets today. Belardi. Off speed off the top. Simo. Overpass, joust, one out, covered by Belardi. Simo calls for the ball. Simo looks, shoots. Belardi anticipates, picks it up down the line. Drop shot winner just behind the block of Simo. Correction, Van Winkle.
Great extended rally. Belardi doing a great job of staying disciplined, getting her feet to the ball. And she took that half a second look, saw the open line, allowing her to paint that up and over that big block.
Simo off the low pass, hand set by Van Winkle, making Steinmetzger proud. That hand set mentality, and Van Winkle is almost down to her knees.
Hey, set the flow. When you have the flow, set it. But how she's able to do that is she still keeps her hands high on the ball, even when she's crouching down, having to take a knee to set it. Still high hands up on that ball.
Simo off to dig down the line, and Simo challenges the block, and why not? She has Hulk mode mentality right now. It's not even beast.
Yeah.
Ain't no one bigger than Savvy right now.
Exactly, and she always plays like that. It's so fun to watch her as an athlete. And part of that tool in her toolbox is, well, tooling a big block out in front of her. She does not care who is there. She is going to challenge who is ever at the net.
Floating it down the line over towards Myszkowski. Myszkowski swings, knuckled, and just inside the end line. Myszkowski hasn't really had a full swing in a real point yet.
It's about establishing, right, I think maybe the spacing, the second ball contact, and that's the dialogue you have to have with your partner, where the set is going to be. Do you have to change your timing to create that spacing? What a rip.
Belardi takes the bomb, digs up and over. Great dig by Myszkowski, pulling on that block. Another block for Van Winkle. Myszkowski 180 spin and knocks it off of Simo. Great play by Myszkowski. You said bigs don't play defense.
Hey, bigs play defense. We play defense too.
7-9. Is it turning into a chess match here? Are they changing up their strategy from point to point? And well, that doesn't help when you serve it in the net. 10-7, our score in a must-win set for Kelly and Natalie. Abby back to serve.
Heavy pass set game. Trying to control that first ball contact. Van Winkle pushing the envelope at the end line.
That float serve kind of actually rose at the end of its flight.
Yeah, the wind picking up just a little bit. But yeah, on a true float serve, that's what it does. It floats, it rises and drops.
Simo down the line with a thumb down pound.
So fun that Savvy's family is well in her cheering quarter. Savvy doing a great job of painting high line, keeping your shoulders square as a right-handed attacker on the right side. Very important to get your feet to the ball.
Oh, ball's drifting over the net. Myszkowski pokes it through the block of Van Winkle. And Van Winkle delivers on two.
Van Winkle with a great on-two kill because she's able to step off of the net, creating that space to find the court.
12-8. Keeping it on Myszkowski, and Belardi's blocked on the option ball. And looks like Van Winkle pointing out a fan in the crowd, and that would be Lindsay Sparks, I believe. Is that Lindsay? It is Lindsay Sparks, who's playing with Megan Gebhardt yesterday, but their play got cut short. Former UCLA teammates, and actually juniors teammates back in the day.
That's right.
I remember meeting at the AVP first, playing in the final in Hermosa Beach together, and then both going to UCLA shortly thereafter.
Both beach kids growing up on the sand.
Well, volleyball families, you got on the Spark side, you have Lindsay, then you have Emily, played at Long Beach State and CSUN, and now Danny at Cal Poly. Then you've got the Van Winkle side. You got Tessa following in Abby's footsteps at UCLA. So, yeah, definitely don't go to a family picnic and play volleyball if the Van Winkles and the Sparks are involved.
Yeah, I would say so. Rob, I have to say it's very impressive. You are in an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Like I said, I will knock anyone down in Trivial Pursuit. The most useless information is stuck in my head.
Well, it's useless, and I mean, it's useful in our world. It is not useless.
Stupid movie quotes. I'm there. I'm with you. We are back into play. 5-point lead for Van Winkle and Simo. Belardi on the attack. Off the block, covers her own ball. Drop shot winner. Simo knuckle poke. Does it grab the line? And it's called down and in. Had a little backspin on it because there's so much weird spin on the dig itself. 14-8.
Double-digit numbers for Simo and Van Winkle. Simo with 13 kills, Van Winkle with 10.
And Myszkowski off the cable.
Myszkowski trying to continue to challenge back cross-body swing for her. 12 kills to her name, batting .286.
The 6-foot blocker, Myszkowski, with a tough serve over towards Savvy. Pulling on the block is Myszkowski. Simo on the dig after the tech by Natalie, and one of probably her first error in this match. So Savvy is human. She's not in human. Beast or Savage mode all the time.
And it happens. The set drifted inside. She wasn't able to get there in time. Caught the top of the tape.
Top spin serve. Option ball bang into the corner by Van Winkle.
Great first ball side out for Abby Van Winkle, utilizing that option attack, but it's a first ball contact from Simo that gives her partner that opportunity to score.
Van Winkle training in between graduate school courses here after a UCLA career. I believe she's studying to be a nurse.
Highlight.
Roll shot off the block by Myszkowski. And Van Winkle. She's a doctor, a surgeon going down the line with precision.
Van Winkle taking lives on the court, but saving them off.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught behind any one of her swings when she goes full pace. Abby back to serve, now up 16-10. Kelly tight pass, overpass, and easily taking it down is Van Winkle.
That's a great redirection play by Van Winkle, running up to the tape and seeing that the right side of the court was open, manipulating that knuckle shot back towards that right sideline.
17-10, and it looks like this may be running away from Natalie and Kelly. And the serve goes into the net. 11-17 on the turn. Getting to see a lot of these ladies' careers develop over the years. I mean, it's a testament to seeing the amount of talent that's developed at such a young age, but on top of that, the volley IQ that's developed because of the quality of coaching. You have former pros going and coaching these clubs. As you see, Belardi dealing ace, and they're coming in with the strategy, the mentality, the psychology, and I mean, just they develop a sixth sense, so to speak.
Right, and on top of that, players are now watching film religiously after practice. They're watching film of their gameplay, which really helps you see the big picture of what you're doing out there. You might feel like you're moving one way, but film's telling you you're moving another way. And then you go back to the drawing board and you rep it out, and the resources that the athletes have now is really remarkable.
18-12, Savvy Simo back to serve. She goes down the line over towards Myszkowski. Myszkowski. Simo going horizontal. Simo wrist away, picked up by Myszkowski. Overpass, Myszkowski on the free ball. Myszkowski, high line winner. Working for each point. They're not quite out yet.
They're going to chip away point for point. Belardi screaming high line for her partner. Myszkowski listening. Their dialogue has been consistent all game long. They're talking to each other in transition. They're talking to each other in between points.
Tough serve by Myszkowski. Knuckled wide by Van Winkle, and make that 2-point run for Myszkowski and Belardi.
If you give Belardi and Myszkowski an inch, they're going to take it. It's very important for Simo and Van Winkle to lock in this first ball side out.
Simo, soft knuckle winner. 19-14. The light is at the end of the tunnel here for Abby and Savvy.
Great side out by Savvy, just getting her hand on ball. Sometimes that's all you need to do is get your hand on ball. Can you force it and throw it down? That's exactly what she did.
Hybrid picked up by Myszkowski. Belardi abusing the block. 15-19.
Belardi swiping her hand through that ball and off the block, giving her that opportunity to challenge it. At this level, you have to use the big block to your advantage.
Van Winkle on the offering, Van Winkle on the swing, and here we have our first match point for Van Winkle and Simo, our number 8 seed in our Manhattan Beach Open. Myszkowski, Belardi covered by Simo, dug by Myszkowski, trap set, knuckled, and dropped on the line.
The jumbo shrimp to the back line remains true.
The red lobster shot, right? The jumbo shrimp for $9.99, all you can eat. Myszkowski over towards Van Winkle for the match, and Van Winkle signed, sealed, delivered for point, set, and match. As we have a straight set sweep, our first one for our number 8 seed, Savvy Simo, Abby Van Winkle, defeating Nally Myszkowski, Kelly Belardi. Victoria, final thoughts?
Yeah, Van Winkle and Simo came out and played their style of volleyball. They were on the gas pedal the whole time. They made really great transition plays. In Simo was playing unbelievable defense. Stay tuned here on court number 1 for Rob Sparrow. I'm Victoria Dennis. More volleyball after this.